Be careful with that. I took a Windows update the other day and it took 2.5 hours.
Oh, I know.
Well, see, the problem is it throws my computer into like trying to reboot over and over, which is kicking over into like cannot boot, and I have to go through BIOS to reboot it. And then when I do that, it starts the update again, and then the same thing happens. I had to like roll it back one night, like just I don't even know how I did it. It's just dumb luck. Got it to roll back and stop the update, and then I got into the system. It was like, "You want to update now?" I was like, "I never want to update ever."
You're doing the same thing I did. I saw update or shut down an update or restart an update, and actually it wasn't a Windows update. It was a Windows upgrade. It took me to 1709. It's a full Windows OS upgrade. So it took about 2.5 hours versus 5 minutes.
Okay, just a few things before we continue into progression here. So just a few reminders. Like I mentioned on Discord, now's the time to change your main. So the tune that you're on now, that is the tune that you will continue with for Heroic Ashara. So once we get Heroic Ashara down, we do ask you to stay on this tune until we get her down. Now, yes, there may be a circumstance where we need someone to hop onto a different tune because for whatever reason, we need that particular asset or ability. But from moving forward, the raid team that we see here, these are the tunes that we'd like you to stay on.
So you mean I can't bring my 105 maid?
No, sorry, Thalen.
Darn it. 106 though, absolutely.
And as I mentioned before, the magic number is 22k for DPS and heals. As we get, as moving forward, when we get to Lady Ashvane, we're going to need about 25k. And so that's the number that we're working towards. And as always, I know you guys already know this, but just call out reminder, make sure that we're ready with updated add-ons. Our gear is gemmed and enchanted. We have personal consumables. Huge shout out to everyone who's been donating feasts and cauldrons and mats in the guild bank so we can make those feasts and cauldrons. That is a huge, huge help, and we really appreciate that. Thank you so much for doing that. So, and another thing that I would like to say too is we also need to be reflective upon our performance. So at the end of every raid, I post the logs. I do encourage people to look at the logs, to review their performance. I plug those logs into WoW Analyzer and it deconstructs, the fight for me, and it shows areas of improvement. Like, you don't have to use WoW Analyzer, use whatever works for you. But I do encourage everyone to be doing that because we want to be bringing, a better version of ourselves every Saturday. And just, if I can pick on for a minute, mentioned earlier that he always tries something new every Saturday, or he wants a new piece of gear, to bring to the raid for Saturday, or he's trying out this new trinket, or, whatever the case may be. He's trying to better himself every Saturday. And I know it's not just I know we all are doing that, but just mentioned that earlier, so I'm just picking on
What a good hunter.
Dropping cauldron.
So, and the last thing I want to say, I did receive constructive criticism from when we downed Heroic Big Tuna, that it was stressful and we were tight for time, and we were tight for time. Like, we were within the 11th hour trying to get Big Tuna down. And so I think in the interest of trying to avoid that stress for next time, if we do hit a brick wall as we're moving forward with heroic progression, two things are going to happen. So the first thing is we will look at numbers. So if people aren't pulling the numbers, then we will trim. We don't like doing that. We hate doing that, but sometimes we have to do that. And then, moving forward with our trimmed group, if we're still hitting that brick wall, then we'll drop it down to normal, and then we'll burn through normal, and anyone who, was previously asked to drop, of course, they'll be welcome back, and we'll do normal. So hopefully with those two things, we can avoid trying to get AOTC in the last, 11th hour. Hopefully we'll be able to progress more smoothly. And also for the record too, if I'm not pulling the numbers, I will drop as well. And, one of the other officers will take raid lead.
Me too.
So,
Told you before, if I'm holding the raid back, just let me know, I'll step up.
are there any questions?
Just a strat again for this. Last week was like 2 or 3 different things we were trying.
Yeah, so actually I'm gonna ask the tanks what you guys felt most comfortable. Tanking where she is now or tanking her over to the right hand side. What did you guys like the best?
Me personally, I did like going to the right hand